but I got him a little grave on the hill and shit. Like,
There you go.
it was like, you wouldn't think you'd get emotional over fucking fish, but I had those fuckers for a long ass time. And they like definitely like knew some shit was going, you know, like they knew when I was like feeding them or.
Oh yeah, they have more. Yeah. Hold on, my fucking internet's being dumb. You might have to send me another invite real fast. Hey, you can hear me?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No worries. I just wanted to make sure I was still connected.
I'm kind of like detached.
Oh, no worries, man. I'm I'm about to be fucking getting detached myself. There we go. Sweet.
Yeah, those good. I don't know how much. I'm gonna try and keep them going to like the second week of September, but I don't know. A lot of the fan leaves are already like turning yellow and kind of falling off. You know, like they do in autumn or whatever.
Nice. Already up there, Pierre.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what happens.
Probably early by then.
I hope they do alright while I'm up in Maine, because I don't think Tori can get down to where they are. I don't want to fuck.
Oh,
I just
hanging out, you know.
fertilized them again. I don't know how many more times I'm gonna do it though. I got the you wouldn't do it anymore?
No, I don't
Let
know.
them go.
I mean, if you're gonna give them 3 weeks, then maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. When do you stop? Like 2 weeks, a month before?
Somewhere around there, yeah. Yeah, I probably should just not do anymore. The two like super sativa plants that I've got seem to be taken. Like they just started to, like they're just starting to form buds. But like the OG Kush ones are like really sugary looking and starting to fill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're starting to like really produce some fucking some sugar on them.
He's ready to let her rip here. Let's see what he does.
Like, would have like long buds, you know, just like a longer colas.
Yeah, that's kind of what the sativa ones look like. They're very spread out.
Yeah.
And they are going with the 9-iron on this one. Well, this should be fun. Let's see what happens here.
I've always heard sativas are kind of like a longer season, right? Just because they're like from like more southern hemispheres.
I like it.
Or am I fucking off on that?
he is with an 18-foot putt. Right by. And he's putting this one for birdie.
I don't know. I just remember Acapulco Gold is fucking super sativa, and that's like Mexico, right?
Yeah.
They have like a longer.
Oh, no, it's right by the
Oh my god.
All right, here we go for the
Yeah,
birdie.
they have longer growing season because they're
No, that's going right
probably
by the
fucking
hole, isn't it?
sun.
And he's got around 4 feet to go here. And that one will draw
Yeah.
up for par.
I don't know.
So far, so good.
I always heard there were better
Heel
ones to
here
grow
after the
around
first
here.
hole, we are even.
Oh really?
Par.
Yeah, like sativas and stuff. Because, I don't know. I guess you
Think anybody's got fucking original strains anymore?
know, it's like bro, shit. They're like, yeah, it'll bud and this and that.
Yeah, this is fucking whatever. You're like, okay. I kind of wish I had topped those ones. But I just let them go because they're like 7 foot tall now.
Hey. Yeah.
Christmas tree shit.
They're a little out of control.
And he's ready to go. Let's see how this hole goes for him.
I don't know what the hell's going on with my brother's friends. I haven't talked to him since I was over there. Those fucking Christmas tree ones.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that. Like I've seen big plants. Never seen anything like that though.
No. Yeah, like how does that happen?
All right, let's let her fly. Let's go.
Did you see those, Justin?
Yeah,
Cinnamon.
yeah. There's some big honking flowers you got there.
I think this one's fairway bound. Here's our second shot on hole number 11.
You grow it all, Justin, or you just fucking go down to the shop?
Nah, I just go down to the old shopperoonie. I should. I have a nice big attic with a bunch of window. Fucking.
My buddy, got some crazy looking LED
He's around
light
235
off Amazon.
yards out. Let's see what he does.
He sent me the link for it. It's only like $90 or some shit, dude.
Oh yeah, LEDs are stupid cheap nowadays. You can get a full spectrum UV for like under $100, you know, depending on what you're trying to do with it. But I got a couple of. Oh yeah, nice. Is it?
Just one plant under 20 lumen or watts, whatever.
Nice.
It was like 300 lumens or more. I don't really remember. It was more than 300. They grew one plant, like just, stout little like bush. It was cool.
Nice.
Here's a
Yeah,
three.
he uses them. It was $120. Like maybe this was maybe 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, Adam, my one of my bosses from work, school dude, might get fired,
Let's see what happens. This is his
but
second.
he's like he works at like the Wegmans organic farm,
Yeah.
and if he does get fired, I was gonna see if you could ask Jay if they needed anybody for harvest season to bring in shit, because he's very I don't know. He's good with plants and whatever.
Right.
Like I said, he works like all week long at the Wegmans Organic Farm on County Road, Westlake
Here's the
Road,
3
in
wood.
Ava.
Yeah.
Looks
And
like
then
this will
at
be on
night he
day
works at
4.
UPS. He's a cool dude. But I don't know if he's fired yet or not. But
This is what our third shot's looking like.
I mean, yeah, I could find out. You.
I
think
know
they do
I
hire
know
people
like
with that.
I know last year, maybe it was 2
Nice.
years ago. He was
This is an insanely
looking for a
long
couple
putt
people
for
or
this
something.
guy. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going to go down.
But they might be a gun. Positive.
My cousin does that shit out in Vegas. She was
Well, this is a
bad.
long putt. What are the odds
That's all
we
she
hang?
does. Like the cultivation shit. She doesn't. She's not like a salesman or whatever. She works with like the plants.
Yeah.
She fucking loves it, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
I-
probably possible.
Here we go.
I've had
10
like a
feet
couple
away.
deliveries there, dude, and like I was surprised at like how I don't know if they do it on
Oh,
purpose, but
getting
like those
there.
plants are like there was thousands of
Beautiful
them,
shot.
but they were just like
This next putt
like a
is
foot and a half
for the
tall.
third.
This was
Let's
like
see how he does.
month and a half ago.
Dude, I got a good one for you. So, a buddy of mine was an engineering kid in college, and so like
Okay,
we
he's
dropped
got
into
feet to
smoke,
go.
and he had a whole grow room and like this small ass closet, and you'd never know. So like I walk in
All right, down
and
here,
I see
bring it
like an
down to the
entire
line,
mason
under
jar filled with bud, you know, just like huge ass fucking just donkey dicks, fucking big ass fucking buds. And so I get all cocky and I was like, yeah, how much for the mason jar? And then I like opened it up and I took a whiff and I was like, there's no fucking way I can afford what's in this mason jar, dude. It was some of the best shit I fucking smoked out of like it's like a closet in like this just what looked like a dinky little fucking plastic pot. And I was like, that's I was like, that dude went absolutely nuts. I mean, it was, I don't know, man.
And they're choosing the
Yeah,
6
something
iron
got to
here.
touch, man.
Yeah, well, he was just like one of those like super smart engineering guys. So like he had like sensors and levels and fucking timers and lights and different
All right, let's see what
wavelengths
takes
of
here on
lights for
this
different times. And I was just like, all right, just put that shit outside. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, let nature do its thing. I'm sure it'll be all right. If you need your weed to be that fucking strong, you start eating acid then. You know what I mean? At that point. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, if you get up around like 30%, like you're pretty much smoking hash, but you're like smoking a plant.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it's so concentrated.
yeah, nothing better than like a nice like blondie hash. It's like pressed disc. Fucking keef.
Did I show you guys that fucking pan my brother made?
I
Mm-hmm.
think so.
All
Or the
let's
ice
see what we
hash?
have in store for us here.
Dude, I don't know how much weed it took to make that fucking hash, but he probably had a pound of hash in that. Like
Come on, heading for the
it was
green.
like a 9x13 Pyrex pan.
Nothing wrong with that. Safely.
So I don't know
Hey,
how much
dude.
weed that took, but
Here we go for your birdie.
that's ridiculous.
This is a lot.
Like he smokes those.
Ooh.
He calls them moon rocks, which I
Yeah.
think it's just like
And 20
balls of
bucks
hash
for
with like keef on the outside or something.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really
So
know.
so what it is it's like a piece of bud, and then they roll it in like the hash, and it's kind of like crumbly. You like break it up, but yeah, it's like super potent stuff.
That's a disappointment. He's putting
It's
his
like a
first one for birdie.
button
He's
pressed
nuts,
with
dude.
it.
Like I'll go over there at like 2 in the afternoon, and like dude's already
He's
taken
got a
like
3-footer here.
8 dabs,
Jesus.
smoked like 2
And that
bowls,
putt will
like
go.
rocks, and drank like 6
All right, let's head to the
Labatt
next.
Blue Light
Good
Tall
lord.
Boys,
Par
What's
for
he
him.
running from, man? Good lord. That's a lot,
and
bro.
like
Fuck.
you'd never know it, like fucking acting completely.
And the putt goes
Yeah,
down.
this, and this. And he's like
He'll stay at -1 on
re-roofed
that
like
hole.
part of his house, like put in like all this plumbing, like fucking like did a window, put some flooring in, like
He's completely fucking gassed, and he's just like, yeah, let's get all this shit done.
dude, he's like I forget the word. I think it's manic. But he's manic, dude. Like
Oh,
he's
gotcha.
always going, dude.
Yeah, a lot of times
Like,
if
he
you're
doesn't
manic, you got
play
fucking
video games
anxiety
or,
too
like-
and shit.
Like he's just like
He's
always
ready
in his
to tee
shop.
off
He's
here.
always
Let's see how this goes.
putting something together, taking something apart, or like super crazy smart, but super fucked up at the same time. But like chemically fucked up. But you'd never like be able to tell.
Right?
I don't know how he does it. If I did that, dude, I'd be fucking in. I'd be on my couch sleeping, or
For real, be knocked out cold.
yeah, if I did like 1/3 of what that dude's doing, I'd be fucking out.
Yeah, that's like I went over to a buddy of mine's house, and he's like used to dabbing, and I told him I was like, I'll do a dab with you, you know what I mean? But like, just put in like a half a grain of rice, I don't, I smoke flowers, so don't fucking overdo it. So I fucking overdid it, and like dude, it was so fucking terrible. And then he's like, yeah, dude, I'll do like 4 of those as soon as I get home. I was like, 4? I was like, it took me a half an hour for my lungs to recombobulate before I was like capable again. Dude, it was like too intense too, because I was sitting there like watching his fish tank, and his fish tank's like double the size of mine. And I'm just looking at it. All of a sudden, like the fish kind of look like they're floating outside of the fish tank for a quick second, and I had to like snap back for a minute. I was like, bro, I'm too baked, man. It's too far gone.
That
It's like,
was powerful.
so
Yeah, like
don't do dabs with
years
people that
ago?
do dabs.
like I stopped smoking weed for I'd go over to my brother's house and just
This
get
one's
like
around
super
135 yards out.
stuff, like, and like I just can't keep up, and like eventually like I'd be like, oh, my breathing's in like manual mode, and I'd have to like go out on the porch and like, okay, breathe in, breathe out now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
like fucking having a panic attack out on the porch,
Nice approach.
Jesus.
trying to like cool down.
Okay, he's coming out of the deep stuff.
Gee.
That's only happened to me when I was tripping. I was at like a Bass Nectar concert, and
Taking this
I
one
fucking
9
lost the people I went with, and
Heading for
took
the
candy
green.
from a stranger. I shouldn't have. It wasn't. It turned out it wasn't acid. It was like a RC1 or 2CI, one of the research chemicals that were floating around back then.
Fire away with
And,
a shot.
Yeah,
and
it was a bad time for a while, but then like once it kicked in, I was having a bad time. Like every time the bass note hit, it felt like my body was doing like a scientific exploded view every time. And then like I saw the security guy seeing me, and I saw him seeing me, and me seeing him. I was like, all right, this is bad. So then I like walked through a sea of like these fucking faces and shadows and like tendrils just like fucking moving around every time the lights pulsed. Found myself outside, and then like I just sat on like the back deck area, and then I was basically blacking out, and I was like, well, I'm either dying or I'm passing out. And I was like, I guess I'm good with whatever. And then like I just closed my eyes, and then like this little Asian lady walked up and just poked me. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Bah, yeah, I just forgot to breathe there for a second. I think I'll be okay." It's like that'll happen. Yeah, that was fucking nuts. I was like, "Come see me in a few more minutes, and we'll see what's going on."
Too much pace on that one. 5-foot putt here.
Oh, that was a bad putt.
By the hole. And here we go. So
Yeah,
putting for
that
par.
shit happened to me at this this party at the 5 and 20 house. I bought like
And a nice putt.
I
He's
bought
got
like
4 feet to the cup from here.
2 ecstasy pills off of like Justin Probst or somebody.
Yeah.
And I like I just held them in my hand for like 2 hours, and then I like saw Justin again. He's like, "Yo, did you shake those?" I was like, "No, I'm still holding on to them." And they just like dissolved into my palm, and I was like,
Uh-oh.
still holding my fucking hand shut. I like opened my hand, and he's like,
You
dude,
just
you're
took
gonna be
those.
super fucked up." I was like, "Ah."
Yeah, that'll
And
happen.
then I like proceeded to like fucking try and talk like everyone's ear off for fucking. Like I could tell like people were just like trying to get away from me. Like, "Oh, man, oh,
Oh.
Tap.
yeah, isn't it so cool that there's like stars and stuff?"
And they're just like, bro, what the fuck is this guy on,
Putt
man?
drops and we're moving on.
Yeah. 2
Okay,
ecstasy
even
pills.
par at the moment.
I was fucking rolling for fucking hours, dude.
Dude, I went, so I took some acid and went to like a work party back in the day. And, you know, it was like this apartment, right? You know, rightly so. Like the neighbors are getting pissed. You know, they're like knocking on the wall. You know, they're like banging on the ceiling. And like, I'm at this point, I'm like full on, like my eyes are the size of fucking dinner plates, right? So I'm like, all right. And all of a sudden, we hear a cop knock. Like, I mean, like bang, 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 like shaking the whole fucking like door and shit. And so I immediately just sit down in the corner in the couch, and I just have my soda in my hand, and the cop like busts in after he opens the door, and she's like, "Who's got the weed?" Well, there was a dude and a lady there, and they're like, "Who's got the fucking weed?" Now, of course, everybody was fucking had weed or whatever. And they're like pointing out, they're like, "You and you and you," and the lady pointed at me. She's like, "You," and I just lifted up my soda, and I was just like, "Soda," and then I just like made a beeline to the door. It's like out the door. I was just like never before have I looked so fucked up in my entire life, and especially when your adrenaline starts to pump when you hear that fucking knock. You know what I mean? So I was just like. I looked her dead in her eyeballs, and I was like, "No drugs on me, soda." And I was like, "Bro, fucking gone." Yeah, that shit was crazy. That was the
You know that knock too when you hear
dude.
it.
It was fucking. Especially when you're in that state, you're like, "Oh my god, the world is ending." You're like, "What the fuck is going on?" One of the girls I worked with had the fucking balls to ask me if I could work in the morning, and I was like, "Do you not see my face right now? Because like I'm pretty sure it feels like it's melting. So like, and your face
I
is
can't
also
feel
melting,
my face.
basically." And I was like, it's very highly unlikely that I'm going to be able to cover your shift in the morning, considering the walkway is rolling in front of me right now.
Bro, Adam, you remember that fucking that acid we got from your brother when we were like 15?
Set up from around
We took
230
Ty up the
yards out.
fucking feel bad that we did that to that guy, but that shit was fucking nuts, dude. All I remember, like when it first started dripping, was like this fucking green mist coming in the lean-to logs, like in between where the logs were, and like filling the fucking lean-to, and then like going out to the trail and like walking down the trail, and like the fucking everything just melted into white. And I like sat down in the middle of the trail until like I came to. And I think I threatened you with like a axe or something.
He's like, "Oh, I got really violent that one time."
Let me try the axe. Yeah.
And they're going
I've never had a
for
bad trip on acid, but I did on mushrooms. I was hanging out with my buddies. We were all tripping out and shit, and like all of a sudden, my buddy was like, "Dude, you need to, you know, you're burning up. You need to drink some water." And I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll grab some in a little bit." He's like, "Nah, man, you're like really burning up." And so in my head, I'm like, "Why do these? What are they? What's the deal? Like, why y'all trying to get me to drink this shit?" So I got I got it into my head somehow that they were like trying to like poison me or some shit, like just some nonsensical, out of left field thought that sort of spiraled out of control on you sometimes. And dude, like I fucking, and now at the time I was like a little bit bigger, a little bit scarier. So like I just jumped up and I was like, "You got to get the fuck out of my room!" And they're like, "Whoa, whoa!" They're like, "Hold on!" They're like, "Whoa, hold on a second!" They're like, What's going on?" I go, "Look, you got to get the fuck up out of here." I was like, "I'm good, you're good, everything is good, but you got to get the fuck up out of here right fucking now." And they were like, okay, man." And they're like, "Well, just give us a holler if you need anything." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll come get water when I fucking need it," you know, like I was like, yeah. Yeah, dude, it was I got all up in my head that like some of my most best friends that I've ever known in my life are like somehow like, you know, trying to like do some malicious shit. And you know, like sometimes it just that shit like that happens, you know, and you think that and honestly it's just probably undue, it was like undue stress given that like a living situation, because it was like four dudes in a 2-bedroom apartment. So like one guy was living in the fucking in the living room, you know, or no, two guys were living in the living room, and we other two guys had our own rooms. But it was just like, you know, shit like that can be stressful, and I think that's what that was.
Yeah, and sometimes when you get locked onto a thought in that state of mind, it's hard to break that. Like I had that happen on mushrooms not too long ago. Like I just locked into this thought that I was like a piece of shit. I had like wasted my life, and like that's it's for like 2.5 hours. Even though like in the back of my mind I was like, "You're just fucking
You're
tripping.
just tripping, man. Relax.
You're just tripping. Just fucking get some water, get into bed, you'll be fine."
He needs
And
some
like
milk.
it like took me hours to I was like on a mission. Like, okay, all I gotta do is first thing get some water. Second thing, go upstairs, lay down. But I would complete a task and then I would go like straight back into like that thought process. It was like really difficult to break out of it, dude. Ooh,
Damn,
I
bro,
almost
you
went
just
right past that
fucking,
bitch.
you might as well got a driver out for that one. They're saying, "What's up?" Oh, I got a good one for you. So one of the roommates I was living with, he bought one of these like skull vodka things. You know, it's like when he was like younger. You know, both of us were kind of younger, and he's like, "All right, we're gonna like drink this whole bottle," and I was like, "All right, fine." So I tapped out after a while. I was like, "No, we're gonna finish." So he's fucking wasted, and he's just like, he's like, "All right, man." He's like, I think I've had enough." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm probably gonna crash out." And he's like, "All right." He's like, "Well, I'm just gonna have a shower or whatever." I was like, "All right, cool, man. We'll catch you in the morning," type shit. So I'm sitting there and I'm like playing video games, watching TV, whatever. And all of a sudden, it's like an hour had gone by, and I'm like, I think the shower is still running. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I like knock on the door. I'm like, "Hey, man," like, "Hey," knock on the door. And then, so I'm like, all right, like I gotta open the door and check on this guy. So I open the door. He is face down with the shower running, like with his face in the drain, to the point
Oh no.
to the point where if his forehead would have gone forward, he probably would have drowned face down in the tub. So of course, you know, you're not used to seeing your friend's ass up like that, but I just kind of give him a shake and I was like, "Hey man, are you all right, man?" He's like, oh yeah, thanks, you know. And I was like, "All right, you know," I was like, "Here, you know," I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I was like, "Hey man, like your blanket's on the floor." I was like, "I'm gonna leave while you wrap yourself up or whatever and do whatever you gotta do." So I was like, "Good lord." Yeah, that was,
God.
yeah, it was just like, so that was the day that and again, that was like one of my, you know, best friends of this day, you know, you're just like, it's like, "Oh, hey, remember that time I found you fucking face down, ass up in the fucking bathroom where you were completely hammered, nearly drowned, killed yourself?" And it's like, "Oh yeah." Like, yeah, shit's, that was definitely one compromising position, I'd say.
Remember that time you and I drank that bottle of fucking Mr. Boston's and then we like had like a corn fight? in the like down the road, and that dude's fucking cornfield at him. And we were like fucking walking back to your house and like puking in the road
You're
and
out of
shit.
danger into the short stuff.
It was
Quite
like
a
the
distance on that
fucking
too. Well done.
nastiest
And
vodka
here's his
ever.
second shot.
That was funny though. We were like fucking ripping those pieces of corn off and just like throwing them at each other and like
Sure where this will
dipping
end
our.
up.
It probably lasted like 10 minutes, dude. And we like destroyed like
Oh yeah.
a good portion of that
With
fucking
his
side of the
second
field.
shot.
We were like bad.
Yeah, we were fucking little fuckers, dude.
We all
Uh,
had older brothers.
Let's go towards the right.
have the older sibling do it first, and then be able to duck around some of the accountability. Nah, I get that.
And we're set
That's
up
like
120 yards out.
that's like when I was younger. Obviously, I come from a long line of trailer folk, but that's beside the point. I was probably like 8 or 9, and I was like playing with a lighter, and it was just like super dry summer out, and I was just curious playing with fire. I lit an entire fucking field on fire.
Oh shit.
Like, yeah, they had to call the fire department, and then they're like, I was like, I had like a lighter in my hand, but like as your kid brain doesn't know what to do, you're like, oh, I can't throw it anywhere where somebody will find the lighter because they'll know it was my lighter. And they're like, I shouldn't have had a lighter. And they're just like, what were you kids doing in that field? And I was just like, nothing. And then, yeah, I don't know if anyone actually did get in trouble for that. I mean, I got in trouble for it, but I mean, I don't know if there was like an official fine because it wasn't like a, ooh,
Oh.
damn. Oh, no.
Oh.
Third shot for him.
So funny, fucking. Every time that happens, I just think of that fucking old '90s commercial, Sunny D, where he's like, "Oh, mom's got like soda, purple stuff," and he like moves that shit aside, and he sees the Sunny D, and he's like, "Oh!" He just fucking loses his shit. It's like, "Oh, fucking Sunny D."
And that'll do.
Like every once in a while, like maybe once every like 5 years, I get like a hankering for some Sunny D.
Oh, I do too.
I don't know why.
Safely home with
It
that.
never tastes as good as it did, though. You know what I mean? I think
No.
you're
Same thing with ramen noodles, dude. Like the first time I ever had ramen noodles.
Drops on in for your second consecutive birdie.
You're like, oh my god, it's so salty. How did I eat nothing? Yeah, how did I eat nothing but this for years? You're like, how is my blood just not sludge from all the fucking salt? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I've lost a lot of like that type of I don't know, like my palate has definitely changed. You know what I mean? From what I used to eat, it's like Mountain Dew and fucking Cheez-Its and Doritos and shit. And you're just like, you hit 30 and your body's like, yeah, motherfucker, broccoli and fucking chicken, dickhead. You're like, all right, cool. I don't want to keep shitting myself, so I guess I'll do that instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
You
like,
remember fucking making fires up at that fort up behind my parents' house, like way the fuck up in the woods, Adam? It was like way the fuck up. It wasn't even on our property. I think me and Woodard used to go up there all the time. Yeah.
Up there once we do.
I had like a little lean-to with like
I
a
remember
tarp
that.
over it or some shit. Shit. Almost killed myself like
Have a good tee shot.
2 times up there. Cause there was that fucking gully, and there was these fucking huge boulders, dude, inside of the fucking like where the creek had cut out, and there was just like these boulders, dude, and like 2 times, me and Woodard fucking dug these like we literally took sticks and we were just like knocking dirt out from underneath these boulders, and like the one time like the boulder like fell out of the side of the hill or gully, and it like crushed the fucking stick that I was like using to dig, like within like a foot and a half of like my feet and like where I was standing.
Yeah.
It was fucking nuts, dude. And then I was like, oh, there's another one down here.
Yeah, right. Let's go do this again.
Just yeah, a little too much
Yeah.
in there. And he's looking at a 17-foot putt.
Oh yeah, dude, like building those rock dams.
Oh.
So it like pull up and fucking have like 3-4 feet of fucking water to chill out in.
Yeah, dude, I miss fucking summertime. I used to spend over at my grandmother's place. They lived out basically in the backwoods in the fucking near the Ohio River. So we would go out and we'd go tubing. So we'd go all the way down. Just fucking, you know, the adults would have like an extra tube just for the cooler of beer and weed. You know, my childhood wasn't terrible. And then, yeah, you just fucking float down the river all fucking day, listen to tunes. Like, it was a good time, man. I don't think you can even do that nowadays. I think everything's like all fucking protect
Dude, I haven't
yourself.
seen one of those tractor trailer tubes,
Okay.
and I don't remember last time I saw one of those big black tractor trailer tire inner
This
tubes.
one's tracking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We used to use those fucking things to go down the creek and shit. I don't know where the fuck they came from.
I used to have them at home because they were like,
Oh, probably from Jim, right?
yeah, he used them in like a box skidder.
And the par putt will drop. And let's get going. Give this a tap and we'll move on.
Right.
I used to like just like kill like horse flies.
Put you
Those
up to
fucking
one on the
things.
putt.
Smash them.
Stupid giant horse flies.
Yeah.
They were fucking.
Oh yeah, dude.
I
They
killed like
fucking
hundreds of them, like with a shovel and like a ski pole, dude. I was like,
Yo, I remember
they
that, like,
bite the fuck out of you.
yo, they hurt so bad too. Like, I remember, and you're right too. Sometimes when, like, even if you go underwater, like, a lot of times they bite you on the top of the head. And so you'd go underwater and they're still, like, fucking attached. And their larvae have, like, these fucking, they're like these fucking pincer things that swim in the water and shit. Like,
All right, let's
they're
beat that.
fucking gnarly, dude. They're really,
super gnarly.
like,
Dude, I
slaughtered
used
like
to-
100 of them. They weren't there. It's probably until next year.
Yeah, it's like my buddy was telling me
Tee shot should play.
I don't know how we got on the topic of like the Black Death or whatever, but like the Spanish Inquisition, they were all like superstitious of like cats and shit, so they would like they fucking murdered like a
All right, let's send it.
fucking a shitload of cats in Europe like the year before the fucking plague showed up.
Jesus.
So like
Rats.
so the rats were just like out of control, dude.
Yep. Got to keep these the past like whatever you want. It's just like the right. Can't let them get nuts, dude.
Yeah. And they
They have
just
a right to
they were
live,
just
too.
like fucking killing the fuck out of these cats because they thought they were like
around 180.
Bad luck or whatever,
possessed
superstitious.
by like people's souls or some shit.
Instead, they're like the Egyptians, like worship them. Yeah,
Yeah.
they keep plagues away.
Yeah.
You know, they like keep our water clean.
Oh, come on,
Ooh.
sit Forrest ball.
Look at this.
Ooh, almost doinked the
Almost
pin,
fuck-
dude. Was it like a couple inches on that one?
Dance floor as it would turn
Yeah.
out. Yeah, my bad.
But it's just crazy that like
This is his second
uh,
shot.
that's what they did, and then the fucking plague was just like out of control.
Yeah, I found out. So
7-iron on display.
a lot of people thought that the cause of the plague was like, it was like bad smells, right? So you know, like the
From
seriously, so like the doctors that had like the fucking those masks on, they looked like the
Mhm.
great. So what they did is they would fill those with like flowers and stuff, right? Things that smelled good. And it actually, that's how they were able to survive because it actually, like those botanicals actually had antibacterial properties. So they were able to go into the houses because they're like, how come these people can go into houses and like remove all these dead people and be actively around it and still not get it and be sick? And it's like, oh, they were literally filtering all that fucking bad air. Like that's what they thought caused it. It's like, oh, bad air is causing it. It's like, oh no, it's not the rats chewing at your fucking knees or anything.
Yeah, it's the fucking fleas, dude.
Yeah.
And like, I watched this documentary like not too long
Oh,
ago
balls.
about how the shit like spread and like how fast it fucking spread and like where it actually like originated from, where they first like were documenting like the cases and shit. And
Plague
it like came
doctors. That's what they're
from
called.
like Asia and India, and then it just fucking spread through up through like Italy. Fucking like went rampant.
Mother.
Yeah.
This one's
The
for
Black
birdie.
Plague.
Yeah, the Black Plague, bubonic plague or whatever.
And that one will drop.
And it was also like right after the fucking 100 Years War. So they've been at like
Drops for
like
back-to-back
this
bogeys.
crazy ass fucking long ass
Hey,
war.
they're at even par.
There's just like a lot of shit going on in that. They call it. There's like they officially call it like the fucking. I forget what it is, dude. But there's like they use this weird word to describe the like 1315 or 1350 century to like 1450.
Oh.
I can't remember what it is.
In Europe. Or the-
Yeah, in Europe.
That fucking.
I mean, they can't imagine.
They were just dirty, dude.
Bad.
That's all.
He's ready to let her rip. Let's see how this hole goes.
Speaking of fleas, man, like them bitches will drive you absolutely bonkers. I remember when I was living with my great grandmother at the time, where we were just staying over there visiting, and like her carpet was just absolutely filled with fleas. Like you, as soon as you put your foot on the ground, you would just have like 20 or 30 fleas on you, and you just like absolutely
God,
obnoxious.
dude.
Like, how do you live like that, bro? Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
we got my dog Lou, she was just covered, and we like asked the people we rescued her from them because they claimed that she was like they had like 4 or 5 dogs, and they were like, yeah, she's making our kids sick or whatever. And like we got her home, and she was fucking infested with fucking fleas.
It's like, yeah, no wonder.
For like a month. It took a while to get like, we had to like constantly vacuum and fucking
From here,
put
he's
that
looking at around
flea
155
powder
yards to the
into the carpet and vacuum it up and like empty the vacuum in the garage and not in the house and get rid of them, dude.
And they're going with the pitching wedge. Oh yeah, this one's heading for the green.
Oh yeah.
Time for our second
Right,
shot here.
mommy,
On number 18.
daddy vegetables. Oh, they called it. I remember what they called it the calamitous
And here's his second
13th
shot.
century.
Oh.
Yeah, like it's like an official fucking thing, dude.
Like an actual period in time.
Yeah, like they call it the calamitous 13th century.
I used to be like more up on this shit. I sat through a lot of like, because I was in like art and design and shit, so we had to know a lot about like art history and fucking. We had a textbook that was like
This one's your
fucking,
third.
I don't know, 4 inches thick. It's just all the fucking art through the ages and fucking. There's like 9 different volumes. It's like,
Good
Yeah,
shit.
dude. I love those
Great
those
chip
metal
shot.
relief
It's paired.
art
He's
that they
gonna
were
take
doing
this
back
left
then
here.
in the Middle Ages, like the fucking they'd like take pins and shit and like a lot of those like the five horsemen or
oh my
the four
god.
horsemen, like forget what they're
And this is
called.
his
Not
attempt at
woodcut.
birdie.
Maybe they are woodcut. It was like they basically like ink it up and then stick it on paper.
Oh yeah, like doing like wood prints.
Like reliefs or whatever. I can't remember what they like dig out a hole in like a piece of metal and like draw this shit on it and then they could stamp it.
Right on.
But I can't remember what that shit was called. But if you look up the four horsemen from medieval era,
And that'll be the end of their
that's
round.
like what they are.
Okay,
Oh, right
he's
on.
got 2 feet to go here.
Or that's when they came up with the Grim Reaper.
All right, and at the end
Yeah,
of his
looking it up
round,
right now.
he'll sign off with the par. Okay, let's put this ball in the hole and head our separate ways. What do you say? And at the end of the day, it will be
Albert
even par for you.
Dürer.
Oh
the
yeah,
dude.
That's it for me.
I know
and
that
here's where
guy.
we go our separate ways. Thank you for the round.
He's the relief artist.
Yeah. Four horsemen from the apocalypse. They woodcut. Yeah, it is woodcut. So they just fucking carve out, you know, like a flat piece of wood that they milled. Just fucking put ink on it and then stamp it onto a piece of paper.
Pretty wild. Like fucking talented stuff, man.
Yeah, it's fucking sick, dude. He had the four horsemen, like a bunch of them, dude. Calamitous 14th century. I forgot, like, when you talk about the 14th century, it's actually the 13th century, or it's like 100 years behind or whatever.
Yeah, it's a weird like numbering convention.
Damn, man, we almost had the same drive. 80. I think the first one was downhill. Alright, I'm on my way.
Or no, that was me. I had a good first hole and then it fell apart. You could still chip it in. So.
What did I get it on? I got the Eagle on 14. Yeah, I think I chipped it in down the hill.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was sweet.
It was sick.
You guys want to do another fucking round or just do a niner?
Yeah, I'm down. I gotta go to bed after that though.
Right on.
Want to do the back nine or the front nine of that one? St. Lucia. Fucking right next to Thomas, right?
Yeah.
Or little. It's within Virgin Island, anyway.
It is.
They're like their own thing now. I think within the last like 5 years.
What?
St. Lucia, they're their own country now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think their money is like 5-1. Like like one of our dollars is 5 of theirs, whatever you mean, whatever. You know what I mean? Like our money's worth a lot there. Basically.
Island sovereign state in the Caribbean.
Hello there and welcome to PGA Tour 2K23. My name is John McCarthy. Keeping it light today.
I've got that
9 of this one.
I've got that
Shall we crack
book.
into it?
If you ever want to read it, dude, it's pretty fucking good. The Calamitous 14th Century. Oh. Lady who wrote it basically like it's a historical narrative, but
He's looking ready to roll.
From-
Let's see how he does on this
from
hole.
like letters and shit that were collected from him that he actually wrote it.
Yeah.
But pretty nasty, dude.
Looks like this one will be safe in the fairway.
About the level of
Okay, give this a smash.
you have that like at any period in time as a human being. But way back then, they were also like, you could find comfort in life, I would think, and be okay. But then there was like all this fucked up shit going on. Like nowadays, people are like, I guess it's the same. Like you go to the store and people go in there and shoot you, you know. But you
Now
and you,
he's
but you
looking
can go
at
home and do
200
super
yards or
comfortable,
so
safe
to the
at home.
pin.
I guess back then, had like more. I feel like you had more like choice in like.
And here's a 6-iron from them.
It
Looks
seems
like
like we
it's
have all
in
this
for
shit
the
now,
green.
but like these don't really have choices.
Well,
you know,
well,
back
actually,
you
the
choose to go live out and like leave. You know what I
Okay,
mean? No one's gonna
second
like
shot
stop
here
you
now
from
on the
leaving
first.
unless
no,
you're a different skin color and you're like slave or like whatever the horrific part of it is.
well, actually, the tax rate was lower than modern, like what we're experiencing now.
You'll like that, won't you?
Like by percentage wise,
125 out.
we're at
Let's see what he does.
one uh 1 to 5 or 5-1 right now. Basically, they take you make 5, they take
Here's
one of it.
their 8-iron.
20%.
Look at this shit. Ooh.
Whereas like back then it was like average like 12 to 13%, so about half
He's setting up here with a
of what-
pretty long
what we're
putt
taxed
to deal
now.
with. What are you thinking?
I mean, it's all kind of fucked because you can't. It's difficult to like.
It's hard to quantify those values, right?
Yeah,
Because
it's
I mean,
kind of hard to quantify those values. I mean, they had it all figured out within the church and stuff like that, because that's
Yeah.
what primarily ran everything. So it's documented there. so I think that's where the values come from.
Right. I
Well, they
mean,
were-
taxes were low, but refrigeration and medicine was in short supply.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, it's right by the hole. Looking at an 11-foot putt here.
Well, yeah, because you were
So
dead
you're
by
like
you were like
35.
35,
Yeah,
40. Yeah, like
So what do you like? What do you like? The human mind is different. Actually. Way different.
It could be a good one. So
Yeah.
good.
seems like it's really
Oh,
not
lovely shot.
that long ago. We have like that's
See
like
he
what
does here. He's putting for par.
I don't know. What would you say? 11 generations ago of a family. You know, it's really like shit. You could be alive on this planet and have like 10 relatives your entire life and never like meet any of them. You know, and they could date back like fucking
600 years. You know what I'm saying? Like if your great grandfather was born in 1300 and he lived to be 100 years old, you know, he had one kid and they were born at like when he was like 60 and they lived to be like 100 years old. And they did the same thing. You could have like 20 relatives date back like 500 years.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's just kind of like, I don't know why I was thinking it just came.
Like it doesn't like
Yeah.
it seems like it's a long bit of time, but like when you break it down, it's only like a handful of people that can get you from like 0 to 500-600 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking
Like
wild.
And it's so different.
my grandfather on my father's side was literally born in 1905.
Yeah.
Born in 1905, so over 100 fucking almost 120 years ago. Was like lived through the World War One, fought in World War Two,
That's a nice little approach shot there.
and
He's ready to tee off. Let's see
I
what
never.
happens here
He
with
died in like the 70s, but like it's fucking crazy, dude. That like over 120 fucking years ago, this dude was born, and it's just me, my dad, him.
My mother-in-law's father is turning 98.
gone with
I think
the 7
actually today actually was probably his 98th birthday. Matter of fact. Yeah, so like I wonder like how much stuff somebody's seen. Like I just think about how much shit I've seen in the time I've been here, and I think about how like a whole fucking century, like a whole 100 years, like what the fuck was that? You know, like you like in a hundred year span, we went from like fucking basically like radios to like
Horse and
TVs to
buggy
like
and fucking
yeah, seriously, it's wild, dude.
what, 1920s is when they really started to produce Model T. There was like millions of, and people had like access to it. But
Dude.
before that, it was pretty much like horse and buggy.
Yeah, like not too long ago, there were horse and buggies and cars on the road at the same time, right? Like that's like in like downtown New York City, you know, I'd be like, hey man, fucking clean up your horse's shit. This tiny ass bicycle tire just got stuck in this horse turd, you know, like.
Yeah, there was like that's one thing I always found interesting about the World War One was how like the last major war was in like 1887 or 1897, and they were basically using Civil War tactics, and then all of a sudden, within like 20 years, no, 20 or 30, between 20 and 40 years, they like had machine guns and fucking bomber planes and gas, like all this crazy fucking shit, and then like the advancements that happened with like medicine because of like all the surgeries and amputations and shit that happened because of like the crazy artillery shrapnel like blowing people's arms and legs off, and like those dudes like surviving, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there was just a humongous jump in technology and all this shit because of like some crazy random thing that happened in Slovakia or whatever.
Dude, it's like
Archduke Ferdinand or whatever.
Yeah,
Niece or
got
something.
got assassinated. Fucking, and then it just like everybody was just like ready, primed and ready to fucking go. And
That's what happened. There's like,
ready to let her rip here. Let's see
I
what he
don't know, I
does.
guess there'd be conspiracy, but talking about why a war starts, it's not really going to be a conspiracy, you know. But like they talk about like the Gulf of Tonkin, uh, like actually starting World War II, and like all these different things that happen. There's always like a one event, and it seems to just like
See what his second
repeat
shot
itself,
looks like.
you know.
like spiral
everyone
out of
goes-
control after that.
Yeah, and sometimes it doesn't really make any sense, you know.
Right.
And so like it gets questioned, then people start coming up with conspiracy theories.
Oh, looky here. They're going dry.
Well, like
turf.
I don't know as much about World War II, but like everybody, there was like everybody was still in the Imperial shit. So everybody, like, I mean, and everybody, I'm saying like
second shot.
the major like four or five European countries were all like formulating like if we need to go to war with these guys, like what are we gonna do? So everybody had a plan. Besides, like, I mean, Russia had a plan, but they were just so disorganized that like they couldn't fucking do anything. But like Germany and France, England, and Spain all had like
Here's your second shot on the third.
plans of like if shit goes down, this is what we're gonna do. And then it was just I don't even know why everyone was so up in arms over the Archduke guy. I think it was because he was more, if I remember right, like he was like a liberal. He was like all about like uh equal rights. He was like a good dude.
And this is your third shot.
Just weird. This whole
I'm just like, how,
now.
yeah. It'd be like, it's just like, can we all just like get along, man?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. Like, why haven't the men like I think about it? Why haven't the Mennonites like started to grow weed? Is it because they're gonna be taxed or like what's the deal?
Can't hit 'em all.
Oh, they don't do any of that stuff, I don't
Oh,
think.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
This is his third
Really?
shot.
No, they don't
They won't
do,
fuck with it?
no. I think they're, I'm not, I don't know if they do drinking either, but I'm pretty confident that like, they might do like a wine or something, but, no, they don't do anything that would like affect they wouldn't do anything that would affect the ability of the church to control one's mind, right? So like imagine if you're hammered to this like certain rhetoric every day and all of a sudden you were to like smoke weed and you'd be like, holy shit, like why are we doing all this shit, right? So they don't do any of that like funny business.
This is your fourth shot.
Gotcha.
That as so far as I know, I mean I could be mistaken too.
I think it sounds pretty.
I think they fuck around during Rumspringer. Like I've heard I talked to this one dude who like broke out of the Mennonite shit. He was still weird, but he like went to like Watkins Glen when they were like when he was on Rumspringer and he saw like girls with their shirts off or whatever and he was like, "Oh, keep it off." Which I thought was kind of funny, but he didn't have like a social security number or anything. He had to like go get that shit and like to like get away from the whole thing. And they like he was like, yeah, they're like gunning me or whatever because I don't fucking fuck with the shit anymore.
Right.
Okay, moving on.
But that's crazy. They don't
He's
even
setting up for
pay
birdie here. Let's see what happens.
security.
And that putt
Like
safely
create your own
extended.
religion, dude. I think the
Having that
application's like
2 under.
$15.
Yeah.
And then like it has to. There's a list of requirements, and you just have to fulfill like a certain amount of them. And then
Right.
it's really stupid, you know. And then you just have a recognized religion. So if you can like really figure out how to stick it to the man with that shit, you might be able to get some tax breaks.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks that like
Sucks.
do you remember how like profitable
And
like
he's
selling
ready
weed could
to
be
go.
like
Let's see
back
how
in the
this
day?
hole goes for him.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't just like smoke it like we used to.
Bunch of fucking never get high on your own supply, man. Come on. Come on.
No, like when we got that shit from Steve, we just smoked all that shit. Literally blunts every fucking day, dude. Like
Dude, you
we
know,
were,
I
we were
haven't
going on
smoked
to
a
the
blunt in
fucking
a long
7
time.
Eleven to get those White Owl mixed berries, dude.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude, I
Those
honestly,
things were the fucking best.
I haven't smoked a blunt in a long time, man. Like, it's been well overdue, for sure.
Yeah. Always a good time.
We should have a fire over my house
This is
sometime.
his second.
Yeah, beers, dude. Blunts.
Dude, I remember, like, we all used to work at Chipotle, and for whatever reason, we all just had different dudes that we bought from. Ooh, nice.
Oh,
And like,
Yeah.
I just remember like everybody would get home at different times from different places and be like, "Hey man, it's new bag day. Everybody get over here and start rolling blunts." It's like, dude, fucking new bag day. That was the best. And then you'd be like, "All right,
Insanity. How
we better pump the brakes. 'Cause we smoke like half of what we already got." So fucking, and we work at a fast food job, so we got fucking. I need that shit to work.
Yeah.
You know, I can't go in fucking sober. I think that's
only
what's
Saturday. We got paid yesterday.
yeah, I think that's the funny thing too is like a lot of people will like villainize and demonize. Ooh,
Oh
my
my God,
lord.
dude.
God
Holy
damn.
fuck.
Oof. God. That one.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
oh my God. Oh.
Dude, what was the distance on that, dude? Jesus.
I
It's
didn't
like
look.
45 footer, I think, dude.
Nasty.
Fucking huge.
I see that, bro. That was nuts.
Get in there, baby.
And that putt will drop.
Yeah, people like villainize like people smoking weed, even like 10, 20 years ago. But the whole funny part about it is just like in the restaurant industry, that's what you hope they're on. Right? Like other people are like blasted out of their mind on fucking coke, or the fucking fry guy's half asleep because he took a bunch of Ambien before he came into work. Like just like you know what I mean? Like it's without drugs, like none of that shit would just get done though. You know what I mean? Like people would just be like, fuck it. Like I don't know. Like
taking Zandy bars. Like dude, like some of the fucking best work I ever did. Like when I was a stonemason, I was fucking blasted out of my mind, dude. I don't even remember doing the work, but like it got done somehow.
Here we go. Let's see what this guy does.
Like the first year I worked for my buddy Jay, dude, we were smoking like finger-sized joints at like 6 in the morning on the way to the job site at 10 o'clock, and then at noon, and then at fucking 2 we'd have another one, and then on the way back home at like 4 we'd have another one, and then I'd get to his house and I'd drink a beer and have another one, and like by the time I got home, like it'd be like 7 o'clock, I'm in fucking bed, but I just moved like 15 tons of fucking stone and material by hand. Like in an
Jesus.
8-hour period, dude.
Fairway bound.
you get done and it's like you just laid like fucking 600 feet of fucking pavers and like no time because you're just like so fucked up that you're just like going through the motions, you know what I mean? Like, Bill, wheelbarrow, bring wheelbarrow over there.
Right.
Good time. Sure, you had the same similar thing going on with the pool shit with
Powerful
Jimbo.
Oh yeah.
stuff, my friend.
He smoked, right?
No, but we didn't. I didn't.
Oh, he
I really
didn't?
get high.
This is
No, I would
clocking in at
fucking
around
just work
170
and like
yards
we
or
have
so to the
beers
pin
and
from
once
here.
in a while afterward, but I would just get home and like drink some beers, you
This
know,
one's looking pretty good.
hang out
Right.
and play video games.
Good work there. Great shot on the approach. Okay, he's setting up his second shot here.
Not bad. Pretty much just did whatever I wanted to, and like said, no, everything's fine. Drinking and
He's
driving,
coming out of the first cut of rough.
showing up late to work.
Yeah.
I didn't really do that much, showing up late and that shit. I would always show up, you know.
Yeah, there have been times I came off of I forgot I had to work, and so I started tripping in like the afternoon the day before, and then my buddy's like, "Yeah, man, you're gonna be fucking tired today," and I was like, "Well, yeah, he's like, "Yeah, how are you gonna do your job?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You're working tomorrow, which is now today in like 6 hours," and I was like, "Oh, fuck," and I was like, "Well,
This is his third shot.
I guess I'm gonna just try and lay down and rest my eyes for a few minutes, like." And then I came in, but it was such a good work day because I was just fucked up enough that I could like still do my job really well, but like still fucked up enough that like I could see like when somebody came in and like they had stress on their like they just carried all the stress in their face. Jesus,
Wow.
Christ. And you just be like, oh man, let me make you some fucking food, man. Like, let me make something tasty for you, like. And you actually felt good about what you're doing, you know. Oh, bitch, that was a tight curve.
This next putt is a par putt for him.
This one time, fucking, so my buddy came in, and this is like I had never really done Molly before, but I wanted to take it so it would like kick in by the time I got home. So he's like, yeah, you should be fine. And then like it just took like hella long for us to close. So I started to fucking roll face trying to clean a fucking 600-degree grill or whatever the fuck it was. And I was just like, his name was Rolf. I was like, bro, it's like, you gotta come help me clean the grill. I was like, please, please, I think I'm dying. I was like, it's so hot. It's like, and he's like, well, I was like, I thought you said I'd have time. I thought you said I'd have enough time. And I'm like sweating on the fucking grill. Oh man, that was crazy. I have a lot like did a week-long bender on some sass. That was crazy. I had enough of that one probably. Fucking. But now everything's all fucking adulterated and shit. It's like I'd just rather just have a little weed and relax. Maybe eat it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Really eat anything.
If I could find a
little bit of mushrooms here and there.
Yeah, a couple of squares would be nice. I'd like to disassociate there for a minute, but you know, it's hard to do that when you're driving all the time and you got a kiddo and yeah, it's just like I have what I call like dad responsibilities. It's just like shit that's just got to get done, and fucking unfortunately doing drugs isn't part of that plan right now. You know,
Worrying about like what's gonna kill your kid or something.
yeah,
That's what I like. I would be the most worried about. Like,
Hey, it's all good.
if I
It's
had
all good. It
children,
happens.
I'd be like,
And he's got around
like-
145 yards to the pin from here.
just like, oh, you're my kid.
Oh yeah, I mean like when they're like brand new out of the box, like they're 1 and 2 years old, you're like, oh man, like you want to put like protect. I don't know. I didn't grow up with corner protectors. Probably why I got dents in my head. But anyway,
This one's heading
so
for
you do what you can to keep them safe. But like after they're like 3, 4, and they're kind of walking and doing their own thing, it's just kind of like,
Okay, we're in the rough.
you
Better than I
tell
thought,
them as
though.
best you can, hey, be careful. You're going to hit your head. Hey, be careful. And then boom, it's just like, all right, well, at some point you'll figure out that objects are hard and they hurt your brain. So stop doing that shit. It takes them some time, you know.
The only thing I
Yeah, nice work.
think,
That is that's a good little approach shot.
like, I wouldn't be against
He's setting up now about 100
having a kid. I don't
yards
necessarily
out.
want one, but like, I think it would be cool to like having a little buddy.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like dogs are great. Don't get me wrong, but like, they can laugh, and fucking do stupid, funny ass shit. Probably fun.
Oh yeah. When they're really young, and so what I used to do is I used to grab my daughter like right by the like stomach chest area, and just kind of like squeeze a little bit, and she would just start belly laughing so hard, like her whole body would shake, and it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, it's a good time. Like it's obviously it's a mixed bag. Sometimes you're like I could never love like another human being more than this child, and then other days you're just like same feelings, but also I want to punt it. So it's like like let's be real here. Obviously it's hyperbole, but like
And this one
when
he's gonna take a stab at for
when
birdie.
a child just like irrationally screams in your face at the top of their lung to the point where you're just like it hurts your ears. You're just like, all right. It's like, thank God I'm like a rational human being and parent, because like my cousin would like literally just fucking smack the back of his kid's head and was like, shut the fuck up. I was like, yeah, you know what? He's not gonna come out okay
That
from
one
all that
drops
shit.
for
Like,
the
I don't know.
par.
It's like, if you gotta give him like a little rap on the side of the leg or the top of the foot or like on the top of the hand or whatever, like that's one thing. But like, don't come home and take your fucking day out on him. Jesus. It's just like, yeah, kids just don't have impulse control either. So like, sometimes it like what feels irrational is completely rational and logical in their mind, because they're like, I'm tired, I don't know what to do. All right, let's scream until the paint peels off the walls. And you're like, oh great, I can feel that in my teeth. Like,
Going with the 9-iron on this one. Coming in for a landing here on the green.
I don't know. She's a good kid though. She's actually doing quite a bit of reading for her age. She's just turned 4 this Friday, or yeah, last Friday.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. So if nothing else in life, I can help you get your child to at least a 4-year-old if and when that happens. I know how to at least get this far.
Coming in for a landing on the short stuff. Could be good.
I got 3 brothers, and
One nice
all
mid-high.
all of them have like
Well,
2 to
very
3
interested to see
kids.
what
So
he has
it's
in
just
store
like,
for us here.
eh.
Yeah, so you got a lot of uncling to do.
I feel like I got like a free pass. Like my parents used to be like, "When are you guys having kids?" But they just kind of just like gave up on that. Like, like if I could
This one's looking good.
like confidently say like I'm taking care of
Ooh,
myself
nice shot.
the way I should be, I might.
There's a
But
look for birdie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you son of
put those in.
5-foot putt coming up. Great work. That's your 5th birdie today. And that one drops for the birdie.
Oh, no worries, man.
And You'll stay right there at 5 under after that one.
Played Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Yeah, that was
It's
it.
not bad
Teeing up
once you
here on
start.
the 8th hole.
Once you like remember how to play Halo.
Right.
They got all the like jetpacks and all the different abilities and all that shit.
Doesn't have jetpacks. From what I can tell, it has like that shield thing. Thing,
Yeah.
which is cool. And you like climb over ledges and shit instead of like
Looking fine from the tee here.
You liked it?
I like it.
Alrighty, he's good to go on this one. Let's see
Yeah.
how he does.
Like, I was trying to figure out what was the there used to be a website you could look up your like previous stats. And I think on like Halo 2, because of you, me, and Chalk playing so much, I had like
And let's see how he does
Uh,
on this hole.
the last time I looked, it was like 360,000 kills or something like that.
Jeez. Oh.
Yeah, because we played that shit so much online. And you could literally, there's a way to go through each and every match and see where, like, what path you took and where you got the kill. And for every player in the game.
Okay, we were about
I don't know if they
205
support it
to the pin
anymore,
from
but
here.
I remember like a few matches like where like I'd get in and people would be like, "Oh, it's fucking Freddy Switch again."
Stop
Like, I was a
rolling. That's a long putt.
terror, dude.
Oh no.
Jesus,
Putt
Oh,
for eagle
no.
here on this one.
terrorizing
Good
bitches.
stuff.
That's right.
Okay, second shot for him on this one. Going with the hybrid.
Yeah, welcome to my side. Fucking. Oh no, you did all right. You had. Come on down. Oh, yours actually stopped.
And he's
Son of
looking
a
at around
bitch,
190 yards to the pin.
dude. That fucking 82-foot putt.
I got some videos on my Xbox 360. Some of the games we played.
Look at this. Close as fuck, buddy.
Wow, dude.
Good shot.
You got videos from way back.
Yeah, way back, dude. Halo 3. They got all kinds of videos. Like
7 under on the
my
Oh
next-
my god. What the fuck?
82 footer.
Wow,
My nephew had this brute hammer. He got like 56 kills in this fucking game we were playing, dude.
that's nuts. I've never
Just-
got close to that.
Nope.
Like destroying people with that fucking brute hammer. Hilarious, dude. Holy fuck, what the fuck?
And pay attention. This next putt's for
Oh,
his eagle. You
God,
learn a thing or
dude.
two.
Back it.
That's not a bad approach though. I tap that next one right in.
He's going to want to make this 10-foot putt.
This shit used to be so much fun though over at Chuck's house when we got those kids from Naples to come up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the
Gee,
eagle putt
you, me,
drops.
Josh and Charlie would just fucking wreck face, dude.
Chalk.
Yeah, chalk. Fucking
9 feet to go.
It was fun because like it got to a point where like it's just randos. Like, who are these people?
yeah, who are these kids? And they just like they're just so downtrodden by the time they left, dude.
Oh, no.
getting fucking destroyed for
He's got a birdie
hours.
hunt here.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
That's where that look what I've done to your ma shit came from.
Yeah.
It's funny as fuck.
And a decent little putt there. All right, a little tap putt here.
That was a good time.
Good
Oh, yeah.
four in there with a 3-putt par.
Fucking up,
And 5
was it
under
Travis?
for your score at the moment.
Travis something's little brother.
Derek.
And, yeah, Derek. And, Justin. What's his face from Naples?
Bush.
Big Bush, yeah.
Chunkers.
Chunkers, dude.
That's a hell of a drive.
And he's just about ready to tee off. Let's see how he does.
Left, baby.
All right, let's let this one go.
I wonder if St. Lucia's like all of that.
Nicely done. Okay, you've got about 220 yards to go.
Is it that big island right to the right? Or is it one more past?
Well, we're green
Too
bound
much.
here.
I think the one to the right is British.
A little wayward on the approach. That's all right, though.
It's like
And this will be a
south
second
to the
shot.
right, I believe. But I don't really know. I'm just talking about my ass.
They're going with the 5-iron here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Come on,
Stop.
buddy.
Way down there. That's like
Is it?
it's right in the middle of
And around 195 yards to the pin for him. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a few islands down. Huh?
And here's a look at their 5-iron. This is our
yeah.
third shot.
say what it's like.
And 22 feet out for him.
Really? Is that what it says?
Language.
Whoa, 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 what do you mean, you people? Oh,
Yeah, down in New Orleans.
oh my lordy, look at that putt.
And
Look
that's
at that
gonna do it
putt,
for
putt,
them here
putt.
today.
Man, the fuck you were from Canada.
Be Australian.
This next putt is for the bird. Let's see.
Quit trailing me, you piece of teabag. Want to hold my dick?
Yeah, I heard when he like told his mom what he was gonna do. She's like, "Oh no, 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 no! Don't do that! No, no, Peter."
Hey, this motherfucker's dead. I'm a farmer. A lead farmer, motherfucker. I like fucking like Jack Black is in the jungle and he's just like, hold on, I gotta stop and have some jelly beans. And the guy's like, can I have some jelly beans? Like, no, get out of my fucking jelly beans there. They're my jelly beans. Can't have any. And he like runs in, he sees like that giant pile of cocaine. He's just like, I'm gonna do all the cocaine in the fucking world. I love that movie. He's like, I think I know what a prop head looks like. And he's like, look, it's just fake blood. It's just corn syrup. He's like, or blood flavored corn syrup. You're like, oh, bro, you fucking, that's gnarly.
Yeah, when they blow that first dude up.
And that's all for the golf today.
Stuff on a fucking landmine or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And he's like, ain't no props. This motherfucker's dead.
Fuck kidding me?
And if he sinks this, that's going to be
Yeah,
bogey.
yeah. I don't break
All right,
character
he
to the
gets into this round
DVD
with the
commentary.
bogey. And as this one comes to an end, that's going to be 5 under par for you. And that's going to do it for us here today. Thank you so much for the round of golf. I had fun. Hopefully you did too.
Damn. Champion. God Lord. That's fuck. That was a crazy long putt, man.
I'll probably catch up with you dudes tomorrow, Lane.
All right.
You later.
All right. Later.